these stages that I'm referring to is not just me saying it, it's categorized already in occult books. These categorized levels, you could say it's like you go from the basic witch doctor to like a shaman. But I would say the witch doctor is a little higher than the shaman, but the witch doctor is the ancient African way of this whole system we're talking about, which is alchemy, going into other dimensions, speaking with the spirits and entities, bringing people back to life, all types of things that today we call natural magic or miracles. It's all the same thing. But you see, when you hide in it, it's like they codified it to make it not something that's normal. Now, if you see that, that's abnormal. So once in the past, like the Magi's, for instance, they got the Magi's in alchemy books as the ones that walked on water, healed the sick, raised people from the dead. Now, I want you to understand, raise people for the dead, everybody did that. It's called necromancy, and you had the right to do that. I mean, it got abolished, but you can't equate it to one man from religion. All of that stuff was just how society lived back then. Look and research Simon Magnus. The real Simon Magnus is the one who founded the Gnostic religion. Gnosticism is what we follow pretty much. I don't follow nothing, to be honest with you. But to make this all make sense to you, I've been having to research something so I could reiterate it to you and make understanding. And I found it all in the Gnostics. So Gnosticism, when you do the research, is very ancient religion. And so they know the whole truth, because they start from like what's called the first epoch, when the sun was still inside, the earth was still inside the sun with the moon. So their epoch start there, which is Lemurian science, basically. So you got to understand that part. So with that now in mind, with the Gnosticism, that has a very important connection for you. You're able to make more understanding of how everything is going because of this now. You see, because of the Gnostic records and everything, leaving a documented account, you get to see that it's not really something bad like a possession. It's not nothing that's gonna take over you. What you feel first is an energy. This energy now, it's like you was taught by the Europeans or a Western way. And this Western way, you gotta realize, they made the new world. There's no such thing as a new world. And this new world, they made it on purpose psychologically. So they made it so that the people can't be so intelligent or smart or know so much, because all the knowledge was in the East. And the East was struggling between black magic and white magic, religion, monarchism. Those things was their biggest problem. So they wanted to step to the other side and create a new whole world and doctrine that they could have full control over. So by them doing that, they just put us here at first with no knowledge, with no books, only the Bible. And as time went on, people got the printing press and stuff, and scrolls started coming into beings, and people started exploring and taking all these texts and bringing them back out. We get most of the knowledge in Germany, France, Spain, Portuguese. All these places had it first. The United States never really got it. So we was out the loop of learning and knowledge, consciousness. That's what it's really about, what's called the occult. Whatever knowledge came to us false first, because they concealed the African side of it. By them concealing the African side, it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle, the biggest one in the world. But without that one piece, you can't put the whole puzzle together. So we got these missing links, and we got these historians or Bible writers that just disappears into the history that you can't account for. Because the simple fact, everything fades to black after a while. Once you realize that this is a conspiracy, literally, and not to take it superficially or in any other way, and it doesn't matter if you're white or black, you're all caught up in the conspiracy. Everybody's caught up in this conspiracy. Truth is truth. And truth don't hold no reflection upon your present moment. What it does, though, it sets your perception into its right perspective so you could ascend. So by you knowing the truth and accepting the truth, it shows inside of you what's inside of you. Your soul is inside of you, and your soul been here. It knows the truth. It's waiting for you that think you're the flesh to first awaken. It's 4 stages to awaken. You can't just say you're awakened. Awakening is a everyday thing, for real. Like you open your eyes and awaken. Well, before you go to sleep, you're supposed to lay down and recollect on your things you did that night, that day, I mean. You know, who you interacted with, how you treated them, the reactions. Did you malice somebody? Anybody you hurt? If you could go to sleep good, then sleep. If something is on your mind disturbing, or you handled a conflict incorrect, straighten it out before you go to sleep. This will keep your consciousness pure and you'll stay awake, because we don't know. Let me see, how could I do this? Let me start it on the next one.